Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, so you can too. And this is the market outlook for the week of April 7th, 2014. So let's take a look at what happened last week. Well, a couple of things of note. The S&P 500 hit a new all-time high. Actually hit a new one and then another new one, along with the Dow and the mid caps. But the real story was Friday, which basically gave back 4 days worth of gains almost. Just completely cracked open here, down 1%. Felt like more, but it's down a little bit more than 1%, like 1 point, I guess this is 1.1, 1.12%, not including the after hours. Whatever it is, you could see the size of the candle. It was nasty. And, the question now becomes, is this it? Has the high been hit? Is there a work done scenario with the Dow hitting the new high? And that was it. That was the last of the major indexes to hit before all of them would be in sync. And now that it happened, is that all? I mean, I don't know if this is the top of the market. That's not what I'm seeing here, but that doesn't mean that we can't start a correction here, okay? I mean, the Qs and the Russell, they're leading to the downside here, and they've been leading for a while. There's been a rotation out of tech and out of the small caps for a while now. Let me get rid of these lines because they really don't make much sense, but as the Dow and S&P and the mid caps, they were going to new highs. All the NASDAQ could manage was a squirt over the short-term moving averages, and they gave it all back. It actually closed at a new closing low, multi-month closing low, right, since back here in February. So there is some support coming up. There's a gap here and right here at 85.51. And, my question now is this the end of this move? Or is this the beginning? And the only way we're going to know is by price action over the next few days as much as the next week, even 2 weeks. Okay, because I don't expect us to just offset this big candle in one fell swoop. But if we grind it high, like here's not nearly as big as this. Well, it's not that much smaller, I guess, but it's not as big as this one. This candle here, but you could see what happens. They try to go lower, they can't, and it grinds up, and then finally they take it out. So if that's the case here, then this, in hindsight, could have been the best buying opportunity of this pullback here, right? But if not, in my opinion, we're still going to get some sort of lift, even if it's a lame one that then leads to further downside. Okay, expansion bars like this, usually what we do is digest them. You can see they're all over the place here. So while I don't rule out some initial further weakness, I think that after that, if we do get that we could go into a digestion mode. And then from that digestion, out of this, whatever digests this move, then we could either continue lower or get the bounce up. But right now, definitely not what we like to see if you are looking at a bull market. Okay, if this was happening in the Dow and the Nasdaq and the Russell were just coming off highs, okay, then it's it's not a great scenario because you still had the nasty price action. But at least you could say, hey, you know what? The leaders aren't leading the way down. That's not the scenario here. Okay, the NASDAQ and the small caps are leading the way down. It's just that counting out the bulls, okay, counting out the resiliency of those buyers has been really just a complete death blow to the bears since the lows down here in 2011. So, every time it looks like, hey, this is the one, they brought them back up. And, right now, we're still in just a pullback here. It's the same thing here with just a pullback. The SPY, they're just coming off the high. So, this could just be a shot of volatility, a little shake in the tree. Here's the mid caps, also at a new high, could be a small double top. This just could be some volatility, some shake in the tree, or it could be the start of something more. I don't think it turns into a roaring bear market here. I do think that a correction is due. I was waiting for it to be more of a lineup with the sell in May and go away. And yeah, even though that's like, when you think about it, it's like, wow, you're going to, Tiny, you're going to play into that whole thing about sell in May and go away. Well, I absolutely am, because there's a reason that it has such good statistics, and that's because it's become kind of a self-fulfilling kind of prophecy, which is fine. I don't care why it works, but I'm not going to argue with the numbers, okay? If you put your money in from May to September versus from October to April, okay, there is a significant difference in returns historically. Could that change? Of course it could change, okay? But as of right now, that's the way, it's been going on for years that way. So I'm not saying it's an automatic short on May 1st. We have to go down in May. We can't go down earlier, which obviously, we could if this is the shot, what is it, the shot across the bow. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to also respect what has been working, for many, many years, and has been a very good background indication of timing in the market. All right. So what is my plan for this week? Well, I think we'll get some residual weakness, but then I want to see if the buyers are going to step in here. I want to see if the buyers step in. I want to see if they can bring the market up and try to work off this big candle, across the major indexes. And if they can't, and instead the buyers just come up lame with some light volume, and it's just not really a big move, and then, we sell lower, then that's what we should be watching for, and we should be looking for potential shorting opportunities. Okay? So that's it, and I hope this helps, and I will talk to you in next week's video. You can always contact me, tiny@stockmarkettrendx.com.